So, friend approaches me the other day and is frustrated, like many of you out there, I'm sure. What he says is, I've been using social, Connor. I've been using social and have not driven any sales whatsoever from my social media efforts. And I know it's frustrating. A lot of you out there are in the same exact position. Okay, maybe you've been doing it for months, you've been doing it for years, but you haven't been able to really match your activity with actual revenues. And really, if you're in a business, that is important. It is important that you're driving sales from social, and it is possible, but you have to have the right steps in place, right? Social media is like a vehicle, and just like a vehicle, you got to have the right stuff in place. You got to have your motor running. You've got to have fuel in the gas tank. You've got to have your oil in check. So it's no different when it comes to social media. So I'm going to walk you through this today. This is what I'm seeing. By the way, just because the term is social selling does not mean going to social and selling. So part of the reason you're probably not actually generating consistent sales from social is the fact that you're selling too much. And this is where the mind shift is, even for young folks, for older folks, is that social media is a long-term play. It's not an overnight, quick burn and turn lead generation tool. You're going to burn opportunities by going through to social and just trying to sell and pitch people. So it's a long-term play, and social media is there not just for the sales, but to also help you get the reach, okay? And consistency. Reach and consistency where you're not able to get through traditional means. Cold calling, conferences, trade shows, email marketing, SEO, pay-per-click, Google AdWords, you name it. All right, this is where social comes in for these two components. But if you're just going and you're selling, you're pitching, it's not going to work for you. Number two, reason you're not driving sales through social media: fluff. Getting too caught up in the fluff, getting too caught up in all the interactions. You're in there, you're scrolling, you're checking notifications, and you're not prioritizing the activities that are actually going to move the needle for you. So that's where you got to have a system in place. You got to have a process in place. It's so easy to get caught up in the fluff, so easy to get caught up in the noise, get caught up just trying to clear your notifications, check, how many views you got on your post. Just because you got a lot of views on your post doesn't mean that it's going to work for you. And so here is the shift, right? Again, same as having a vehicle, you got to have the right components in place. And there's actually 4 of them. Super simple. I talk about this quite a bit. 4 components in place. Number 1 is message. Okay? Messaging, engagement, content, if you can see that, consistency. So, drop this down here. All these components have to be in order and deployed effectively in order to make this stuff work for you. Messaging on your profiles, and it doesn't matter. By the way, I mostly focus my time and clients' time on LinkedIn, but whether it's LinkedIn, whether it's Instagram, whether it's some magical crystal ball that we're doing some VR interactions in the future, these are the components. You got to have them in place. Messaging on your profile, clear and concise. What do you do? How do you help people? What's the end result of that? The engagement drives the activity to the messaging, content, and then consistency in place. So guys, these are the reasons, these are some of the top reasons why you're not getting sales from social media. If you found this helpful, don't forget, please share with your people. Subscribe wherever you're checking this out. Drop your comments, questions, feedback below. If you need help with this, if you need support with this, I always open my calendar just for conversations. They're not going to cost you anything. I love pointing people in the right direction, and a couple small tweaks could really make or break a huge difference for you. So, get on my calendar. I'll put it on in this video, some around this video. But stop going to social, stop selling, stop getting hung up in the fluff, and make sure you got a process in place that's going to drive the results. Find a mentor, find somebody who has done it successfully like me. Consume their content, take their information, and go take action on it. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you on the other side.